What's up, YouTube? My name is RudisBeats, and today I have another tutorial. So I was making a beat, and it kind of reminded me of a song that I know. It's by Young Bands. It's called "Right Through You." It's produced by Young Icy. They didn't shout him out, but yeah, it's produced by Young Icy, and it's really dope song. I like it a lot. And I was making the beat, and it kind of sounded similar to it, and it has that vibe. So I figured, fuck it, let's make a tutorial how to make young bands like those old school young bands type beats. So yeah, first thing I did, as I always do when I make melodies, I select the scale, and yes, I made this beat in B major. And I do it because I'm not a trained musician. I don't know all the scales. Uh, they are not in my head, and it's just easier for me and faster. And if I make a melody, I know that it won't be off key. So yeah, I made this melody. I'm gonna play you real quick. I'm gonna take off these effects. Um, and the effects of okay. So I've made this melody. Like it's that like real relaxed and sad and chill vibe that young bands goes in those beats for. And yeah, so I use the sound. It's a one shot, and I would recommend it for every producer who haven't got like a good computer or laptop, and the VSTs they crash on their computer, or you just don't have the money to buy the VSTs. I would recommend just search up on Reddit or on Google in general and look for free one-shot packs, and that's what I do. And I found this bell. It's decent sound, and I made this melody, and then I added effects. So first I did was an bit crusher on Effector. It's a FL Studio NATO plugin, so everyone has it who have FL Studio. Then I added phaser. It's also a FL Studio plugin, and what phaser does, it like uh, makes the panning, the melody go around in the stereo. And then I added G Hard's Wow Control. It's like a vinyl plugin. I have this weird problem when my VSTs show up like this, so if anyone know how to fix it, please let me know in the comments. It will be greatly appreciated. So I added this plugin too. It's a vinyl plugin, and it gives that old school sound. Then I added reverb, gives the ambience, and I added a gross beat effect on parts of the beat. I'm gonna show it a little bit later. And yeah, for the melodies on these types of beats, you just go for that sample, old school, uh, um, sad and ambient sound. And also, one thing that's really important is you mess around with the velocities, because when you listen to old like music that's like not made on computers, old music, um, or when you play piano, you never press the keys in one velocity. You press harder, some keys you press uh, not so hard. And you when you make melodies on like FL Studio, you have to like kind of remake that. And also, I have the keys a little bit like off time, so it gives like a strumming effect. You just make them sound human. Then I layered it with another sound on GMS. It's a FL Studio plugin, VST, really dope, underrated. And I routed it to the same effect channel as the bell sound. And yeah, Then I added another melody, that's a counter melody, and goes like this. Another GMS sound. Yeah. So on this one I added Isotope Vinyl. It's a free plugin. Everyone can get it. It's really, dope, underrated, and has, that good old school sound. And what I did, I went to this part, and I put it on 1960, and it just like gives the 1960 sound. And I added a reverb, and also I use this EQ on FL Studio. That's like not fruity parametric, but just this EQ. And I noticed that this EQ isn't perfect, but that's what you want with melodies. When you cut down a lot of the lows, it just doesn't sound that good in my opinion. You have to leave some of the lows, and this EQ does that, and I did the same on the bell sound. Where I added this gross beat effect on this melody. It's just like a little ear candy that probably you won't notice, but I just like throwing stuff like that. And also with the melodies, as I said, you have to make them like sample sounding and old school. So I add ambient effect. It sounds like this. It just makes the feeling, the vibe better. You can like feel how it adds the character. The next thing I did was add hi-hats. Really simple. I also added the velocity on the hi-hats so it doesn't sound too robotic. And when I put my drums in, I put the swing on 50%. Then I added the clap. You see this clap. At the second clap that it goes in the second bar, I put a little bit of time too. Just you don't have to make beats perfect. It's even better when they're a little bit like, and then I added an 808. Really simple again. Remember that you have to put your 808s in key, and you make them cut by. And this 808 is in E, and if you don't know how to find 808 key, I'm gonna show it again. You press edit on right click on the sample, press edit or Control E, then it opens up Edison. You right click again, go to regions, detect pitch region, and boom, E. Sometimes it shows like 2, and if you don't know for which one to go, you can try them both out, but usually it's the last one. And yeah, that's how you find the 808 key. So this is the 808 pattern. Hard 808. Just following the notes of the main melody. That's how I usually make all my 808 patterns. And after that, I added a little bit of percussion. This rim sound. Really simple, and I added these cymbals. You really don't have to overdo it. You just simplicity is key. And yeah, that's basically how I made the beat. Also, I add a little bit of some cool things like this after the verse. scream sample, so you know, it like I learned this from Kenny Beats, that he puts like different sound effects, so to make the transitions from verses to hooks, and from hooks to verses. And in the intro, I also added the isotope vinyl on the master, and basically what I did, it automates from this 1930 to like going off, and yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Ah, my dog Rodis make this shit slap.
You can like feel how the low end comes back in and then it drops. You know, you can make just little transitions like this in the intro, so you make it a little bit interesting. And in the outro, I selected the melody and I reversed it. This sounds cool too. Like I probably could have made a beat from this melody too, but if you want to know how to like do this, you just, for example, select here, and you go to the mixer and select the bell or even the master, and you press here on ARM disk recording, and you press Alt R on your keyboard, and then it pulls up rendering one mixer track, and you go start, and it renders it out. And yeah, that's basically how you make these young bands, young guys see old sample sounding trap beats. And if you want more tutorials by me, and you know, just give me suggestions, what should I make, drop a comment, show some love, press the like button, subscribe, maybe share it with some other producers who may find this interesting or useful. And yeah, peace out.